Welcome to our fourth Leadership Council of the year. This is DECA Quiz Bowl Challenge. Again, my name's James, your VP of Leadership Development. Thank you guys all for being here. And without further ado, let's get started. So just like all leadership councils, we have a rough schedule of how things are going to go today. At the beginning, we're going to be explaining some of the benefits of test taking. A lot of these you will be already aware of, but some of them you might not because they are shown in the light of DECA and their competitions. Secondly, we're going to be doing our Kahoot, which is where you guys will have your prizes and be able to compete head to head against each other. We're going to be overviewing that structure, and then we're going to play our Kahoots. And then we're going to end off today's Leadership Council with our local chapter incentive, just like we've had every Leadership Council before. All right, let's get started with number one. Why are practice tests so important, especially in DECA? So there's four basic principles of why practice tests are so important. I think one of the most important is that they simulate real cluster tests. So I know myself and many other 3 or 4 year DECA pros know if you do practice tests a lot, or at least a few of the questions that you're going to be testing yourself on are shown actually in your cluster tests. I know 4 years ago, before I was going to nationals, I downloaded a bunch of practice tests, and it just so happens that many of the questions were directly repeated. So one of the best benefits of taking practice tests, especially before ILCDC or your own inter-chapter competitions, is that you might actually see the exact same question, or at least the topic that that question addresses on your actual cluster test. So that is something to take into account. And this is true of any practice test, really, not just for DECA. And in general, practice tests, as you know, tell you what you do and do not know. So by doing a practice test like we're going to be doing today with Kahoot, you're able to log what topics you understand, which ones you don't. And this is going to allow you before ILCDC to target what you're learning. So maybe you get 60% of the questions right on your first try. Again, that 40% that you did not, you can understand what materials was covered, check the performance indicators, and go from there. So that's extremely helpful. Again, our third benefit of practice tests is that they actually help out with role plays, which some of you guys might be like, James, this doesn't make any sense. How do practice tests help with role plays? Well, again, many of the topics that are covered on practice tests, so anywhere in the first 2 levels of your performance indicators, are also covered in role plays. So again, if you look at your role play samples, there's going to be a tier that explains this, but a lot of the topics that are covered under practice tests are also covered on role plays. So by doing a practice test, you're not only preparing for your cluster tests, you're also preparing for your role play competitions. So again, this is very helpful in that regard. Fourth, some of the benefits of practice tests include they strengthen your timeliness and they reduce your stress. So again, taking practice tests, especially in a timed situation, allows you to learn how to pace yourself, reduce your own anxiety during actual competition, based entirely on the fact that the questions will be familiar and you'll know how to pace yourself and if you're running behind or ahead, so that the first time you're taking your practice test is not during competition. So if you guys can think of any other benefits of practice tests, you can totally write them in the chat. But with that in mind, we're going to be explaining how our practice test today, our Kahoot, is going to be working. All right, let's move on to that. All right, so you guys might remember this last year with Henry's Kahoots. There were 55 questions, and this is the same this year. There's 6 quote-unquote clusters. I mean, this is not true to DECA, but this is how we split it up. 10 questions in marketing, 10 questions in finance, 10 questions in business management administration, 10 questions in hospitality and tourism, 10 in entrepreneurship, and 10 in general DECA trivia. So 55 total. You can see how they're broken down. That way, if we have participants in all these clusters throughout DECA and Illinois, you guys don't feel like we are misrepresenting you based on where you are, what your competition is, and what basically what your event is. Again, you might ask, how long do I have to answer in this Kahoot? It's 20 seconds per question, but if we have a few dropping out, or some of you guys are taking a little bit too long, we need to speed up the time, I might speed it up if needed. And here's where the good part starts. There are prizes to this, just like last year. First place is a $15 gift card of your choice. Second place is a $5 gift card of your choice. And third place is another $5 gift card of your choice. Again, this is the most important part for these winners. Of course, I'll be screenshotting the winners to verify if you email me that this was you. But I would love it if you guys end up winning to take a screenshot yourself of your place. Send me the email to this email address right here. You can screenshot this right now, or it'll be at the end of the presentation as well. And write down quickly what your wanted gift card is, what place you finished in, And once you send that to me, I'll be sure to send you an email back in the coming weeks with your gift card. I will say, though, that you have to make sure that this gift card is emailable before you give it to me. So I don't really have a great example for you, but some emails or some gift cards cannot be directly emailed from person to person. So I really want you to check, if you win, that the gift card that you want can be directly emailed, and I will do so as soon as possible. So if that makes sense to everyone, that is how our Quiz Bowl challenge will be working today. Right. All right. I think I'm not going to click this link, but if you guys can all go to Kahoot it, I'm sure you guys have all done this before. Hopefully you guys can still see me on this screen. I'm going to be starting a game right now. So hold on, keep with me just to make sure you guys can see this. It's not yet, so hold on. There we go. Still loading. All right, classic mode. All right, loading. All right, can you guys all see this game pin?
No, we can't.
We cannot. Okay, hold on then. I will stop sharing this, and I will share a different tab. That way that you guys can see this. All right, hold on. All right, now can you guys see it?
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Make sure that your names are appropriate as always, and I really would appreciate if they're your full name. That way it's easier for me to know who won at the end of this game. But we'll give you guys the next, we have 25 participants. We'll start as soon as we can get to 25, or within the next 2 or 3 minutes probably. So take your time. Thank you guys for all putting your full names. All right. We'll give you about 1 or 2 more minutes. It seems like we still have a couple people who aren't joining. And if you cannot join or are having an issue, you can always let me know in the chats and we can wait a couple minutes. But it looks like we're almost there, 23. I think we might be having 1 person or 2 people that are not joining. I'll give you guys like another minute or so, and then we'll get things started. Oh no, we lost someone. All right, at 4:42, oh, they're back. Awesome. Oh no, they left again. All right, make sure you guys are here. We're gonna get started at 4:42. So we had 23, now we have 22. That's all right. That 1 person that left can jump in really fast. Maybe we can get back to 23. Oh, we got it. Let's go. All right. With that in mind, let's get things started. Which of the following is a form of qualitative research? All right, let's see. So pretty split between online survey and focus group, but the goal of each of these questions is going to have the majority getting the right answer. So again, try your best. I'm glad we got the majority here. And if you got it wrong, don't worry. There'll be plenty of opportunities to get the next one right. And this is marketing, so you guys know, for our first cluster. These first 10 are marketing. What choice is a computer-based time management tool that helps employees keep track of appointments and activities? All right. All right, most of you guys got it right. Electronic task organizer. Perpetual calendar was second, but unfortunately that was incorrect. We have Annika in the lead, followed by Macy Tran and MJ Rubeck. All right. Which of the following is an activity that must take place within a channel of distribution? Now, if you're not in a marketing cluster, just try your best on these questions, but we split these evenly so that all of you will have at least 10 questions that you might be able to get right. All right, promoting, wow, this was not a lot of you. All right, so again, the correct answer is promoting products. You said delivering products to customers' home. Remember, it says which must take place within a channel of distribution. Not all distribution channels end up at a customer's home. So I feel like that might be what most of you guys got caught up on. But remember that channels of distribution do not have to be to a customer's house. We might have had a chat. Oh yeah, no worries. Sounds good. Thank you for being here. All right. Scoreboard, same leader. Let's keep going. Well, there's a large chance his business will fail. Sid intends to open a sports merch shop. All right, we got 22. I think we're going to skip through this one. Most of you guys got that except for one person. So I think we got that one pretty good. Willingness to take risks. All right, next. Which of the following is a criterion for evaluating the reliability of a source? Hopefully one of these answers jumps out on the page. Timeliness for sure. So I think that's, we live in an internet age where timeliness is done for us, but I feel like it's very important for us to realize that sources need to be current, especially in today's day and age. So I think the hiccup was maybe here. Timeliness is the only one that can't be a wrong answer. So that is the answer for this one. Again, we have a new leader, Macy Tran again, so good for you guys. Which of the following marketing strategies is appropriate for the decline stage of the product life cycle? Selling the product online. Well, remember, in the decline stage of the product life cycle, you want to reach out to as many customers as possible. It might be tough to expand the product line if your product is not yielding as many sales. So that's why red is the right answer here. We'll continue on. Colors, logos, and images are all elements that make up companies. Brand identity. You guys all got that right. That's really great to see. Let's move on. Juliana and Micah back in the group. Which of the following best describes the relationship of promotion and marketing? Interrelated. Yes, most of you guys got that one. It was pretty split even among the wrong answers. All right, Macy is hardly in the lead. A marketing survey that is to be answered on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the worst and 5 being the best, is an example of. Coding. Yeah, some of these are really tough. So this is what's important about practicing on a cluster test. Some of these questions, the majority of you guys missed, and that's okay. Most cluster test questions do not have to be answered correctly by everyone, and a lot of them won't be. But this is why it's so important to practice, guys. We have Amulia, who is in the lead right now. I love to see it. All right, marketers can use the element of price to help with positioning by... This one is at the foundation of marketing, if you guys get the right answer here. Yep, and the majority of you did. This is really what the core of marketing is about, choosing a target market, setting that price to fit that target market. So that's great for everyone that got that correct. Again, we have a top 3 that's roughly the same, but we have some newcomers too. All right, now we're moving on to finance, guys. So get prepared for this. All right, everyone got this one right. That's great. We'll move right on. Amulia with 5 in a row. In which of the following situations does a nation have a favorable balance of trade? So remember what trade balance is, guys. What's the relationship between imports and exports? All right, again, we see exports larger than imports right here. That's why triangle is correct. All right, let's keep going. Which of the following is a benefit of being exposed to conflicting viewpoints? All right, increase communication skills. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, James, why is this in the finance section? And for those that have taken a lot of cluster tests before, you guys know that a lot of these questions, at least a good majority of cluster tests, do not even involve the section it's in. A lot of them might be emotional, it might be to do with emotions, handling communication with customers, and all of that sort. So that's why this is included in the finance section. All right, MJ Rubeck moving up. A primary reason governments regulate business accounting practices is to ensure consistent reporting. Yes, this is at the core of accounting principles. You really want all your accounting to be the same because otherwise it's hard to interpret. All right, Annie moving into the 5th spot. This is great to see. All right, which of the following types of data analysis suggest a future course of action? So which is the word in front of analytics? Prescriptive. Wow. Okay, I understand how you guys can get caught up with predictive. And I understand that prescriptive actually is the right answer. But again, these are some tricky questions. Wow. That's the point of practicing, though. I understand, guys. We'll move on. Amulia is the only one that got that one right. Congratulations, Amulia, on that one. A control the financial institutions use to protect accounts when debit cards are used to pay for online transactions is. All right, PIN debits, the majority of you guys got that one right. Oh, we have some newcomers into the top 5. All right, the 3 primary characteristics of an effective control system in a business. All right, the correct answer is suitable, understandable, and timely. Again, referring back to the timely component of controlling a business. So a lot of you guys say responsible, flexible, and transferable. And of those are good adjectives. They're not the right ones for this question. We had to get that one right. All right, almost done with the finance section. Which of these securities is commonly used to help reduce the impact of fluctuations in exchange rates and commodities? This one is tough. The correct answer is derivatives. And I don't blame you guys. Out of these 4 topics, derivatives is probably the one that's the least of us understand, which is totally okay. And if I was in this position and I chose bonds, for example, I would absolutely write down the word derivatives and understand it in the case of exchange rates and commodities. So again, this helps you understand what you do and do not know. All right, by understanding the time value of money concept, you know that. All right, we had some even splits. But again, I'm going to understand if you get $100 today, you can always put it in a bank, get interest, and earn more than $101 a year from now. So that's why the answer is the circle. All right, we saw about the same 5. Now we're into the business administration section of our exam. Actually, no, this is the last finance section. That we'll have business management and administration for the next 10. All right, charitable donations. This one, if you guys took accounting, this one is one that is all the time explained as tax deductible. So I'm glad for the 14 that got that one right. All right, so now into business management and administration. Valuing diversity means. All right, acknowledging differences as assets. Again, this one should be a gimme one, but I understand why you guys would put the other ones. Again, if you're being diverse, you're acknowledging our differences as meaningful additions, and that's what assets mean. All right, Micah with a streak of 3. All right, which of the following is an example of a raw material that a business might inventory for production use? A raw material. That was super fast. Wood. There you go, guys. We'll move on. Which of the following is an example of a preventive internal control? Keyword is preventive here. Segregation of duties. Again, if everyone knows what they're responsible for in an organization or company, you're preventing issues that might result from chaos or a miscommunication or other issues that might result in a lack of control. So again, that's why segregation of duties is the correct answer here. Annika moving up, as well as Matthew. Which type of communication is being used when a salesperson sends a message to the store manager? Now, directions of communication is heavily tested in the marketing cluster exam and probably the business admin and administration exam. So this is something very important to know before ILCDC. And this one was pretty easy, upward. But again, you definitely should know all the other directions of communication. All right, question 25. I spent $50 on a video game or concert tickets. If I buy the game, what's my opportunity cost? All right, we see that the answer is the concert tickets. Many of you thought it was $50, which I understand completely. But in this case, it's the value of the alternative that you miss out on by going with the video game. And the alternative in this case is the concert tickets. All right, and Woolley still in the lead. To develop new products that accommodate changing markets, a business should implement innovative management practices. Again, most of you guys got that, so that's great to see. All right, Macy Tran moving back in the top 5. Which of the following is an action that a business can take to capture knowledge from its employees? So remember, if you're a business and you want to capture internal knowledge from your employees, what method would be probably most effective for you? Definitely personal interviews. I'm glad most of you guys got that. All right, I'm Woolley still holding on to the lead. Who is responsible for information management? All right, this was kind of a trick question. A lot of you went with information management department, which on the surface might seem as the right answer, but really everyone in the company is responsible for information management from the top down. All right, we shook it up a little bit. How can you make sure your project plan is realistic and thorough? Realistic and thorough. Creating a budget. Now, I think the issue with receiving feedback from your team is that they may have the same biases that you started with as well. And if you understand a budget and you go into the financial specifics of your project, you'll really be able to tell if it's realistic because you'll be working with the actual finances of your plan. So even though your team might be able to help you with different perspectives, their internal biases that you may share as well might hinder the ability to keep it realistic. All right, no one got that right in the top 5. Which is an action type that a business takes when it monitors the laws that affect its operations to minimize risk? Again, minimizing risk. Preventative. Again, a lot of you guys got that one right. We'll move on. All right, with that, we're moving on to our hospitality and tourism section. So those that have an event in this cluster will be happy to hear that the next 10 questions are for that. Again, we see the idea of reasonable care. Now, if I was studying for our hospitality and tourism, I would definitely keep these two words in mind. It's very important when understanding the customer and business relationship you have in the tourism industry. AC Chan, moving back in. A customer complained about a new toaster that she had bought because it had caught fire. This type of complaint is caused by the And just so you guys know, all of these questions were pulled directly from a sample cluster exam I found on DECA.org. So if you guys want to get more practice on these questions in your respective sections, you can definitely get them at DECA.org. All right, MJ Rubeck moving back in. Why should productivity be measured at all? Most of you guys got this one right, to see whether the business's objectives are being met, and that's entirely right here. All right, Annie moving back in. Which of the following types of regulations is most likely to affect a hotel chain's profits? Now remember what a hotel chain deals with. What do its customers have to do to get to that hotel? All right, I'm glad to see most of you guys got this one right. Again, increased access on gasoline makes it harder for customers to travel. And if customers have a harder time traveling, getting to a hotel will be even more difficult. Assuming that all people of a certain nationality will work long hours for low pay is an example of. And here we see some more emotional intelligence. All right, again, most of you guys got this one right, stereotyping. And the key word for stereotyping comes down to assumption. You see the word assuming at the beginning. All right. Question 36. Due to increased competition, many segments of the hospitality industry are emphasizing promotional efforts to focus on. Now, this is a tough one. I would really think about this one a lot. Think about where the increasing competition is coming from for this example. Yeah, we see only 3 got the right answer on price. Remember, the increased competition isn't coming from place or service, it's coming from price. And that's why they're adjusting price to focus on it and make it a key component of consumers' interest in those places. All right, Madison got that one correct. Employees are expected to act with honesty and a customer service mindset at all times. This is an example of an organizational. All right, code of ethics. A lot of you guys said mission statement, but again, the mission statement is definitely more geared towards customers and not towards employees. Think external, not internal. A new airline offers much lower fares than its competitors to attract potential travelers. This is an example of. Remember, much lower fares. The word there. And as such, penetration pricing is the right phrase. Again, the keyword here is much lower fares. So you don't have to choose any of the other ones here. All right, we're almost done with hospitality and tourism. Some properties make it easier for guests to get to and from the destinations by providing all right, shuttle services. Now, I knew some of you guys would choose LA, but remember, these are hotel issues. Amelia is still comfortably in the lead here. All right, so this is our last question for hospitality and tourism. Managements. All right, question 41. Now to business, admin, and management and administration. That section right here. The next 10. Oh, actually, that's incorrect. This is entrepreneurship. We already had our business management administration section. The next 10 are entrepreneurship. All right, sole proprietorship. You guys all got that one, right? What should a successful brand promise be able to do? Communicate an appealing benefit. Again, we're looking to communicate how each customer, right, has a benefit for themselves. Annika, moving into the top 5. 43. Financial loss from investing time and money to comply with accounting standards is an example of which strategic risk? This one is another tough one. Again, the key here is regulatory issues. That's why the 8 of you got that one right. Annika, moving into the top 3. It's going to be close for top 3 here. Hazel started a child care network where she connects families to babysitters at school. Hazel could be described as an entrepreneur. We say direct salesperson here, but definitely this is in the entrepreneurship section, so I hope you guys would use entrepreneurship. All right, a little bit of change, which is a global trend that might encourage an entrepreneur to consider international business opportunities. Keyword international. Definitely lower tariffs. Flexible currency rates would actually discourage international business opportunities because of the uncertainty associated with flexible currency. But I understand where you guys were getting with currency rates. Wow, huge difference in the shakeup for top 3, MJ Rubeck and Annie moving back into the top 5. Al wants to move his company HQ to another city to be closer to the required raw materials. The benefit in moving is. This one should be pretty easy. All right, proximity. This one makes sense. You're just close to the raw materials. All right. Amulia is still on top. Looking at problems from various points of view, help a small business owner develop what? Creative solutions. Most of you guys got that one right. All right, question 48. What is the benefit to a tour operator who makes business decisions by analyzing statistical information? There's really only one that's a benefit here. And as you guys all guessed, improved performance. Annie jumping back into the top 3. Expenses such as payroll and rent that are necessary to the running of business are called, keywords, necessary to the running of a business. Again, as you can see that I'm doing, looking back in the question can oftentimes reveal the answer. Again, yes, these are operating expenses. Again, operating literally means running a business. So if you make that correlation, you're going to get this one right. Wow. Okay, so we had Matthew and Annika jump back into the top 5. Question 50. Which of these markets is characterized by a large number of buyers and sellers, none having a large influence on price? This goes back to you guys' understanding of competition and the different types of competition that exist in an economy. None have a large influence on price. Yep, and the answer is pure competition. Again, you might get that confused with monopolistic, which is similar, except there's a lot more differentiation. That's why when they said none having a large influence on price, you had to choose pure here. All right, MJ Rubeck moving back into the top 5. Last 5, they're DECA-themed questions. What day does ICDC start this year, guys? We got to get ready. Never too early to know when ICDC starts. All right, that's right, April 23rd. A lot of you guys chose the 22nd. That's really close. The answer is the 23rd. Annie moving back into the top 3 as well as Annika. Let's continue. Who is the DECA High School Division President? Is it Jaisnav Rajesh, Shreya Koganti, Abhi Patel, or Ryan Martin? All right, this one was pretty split. You know what? This is definitely on me. This is actually wrong. I knew one would be wrong, but I want to clarify with you guys. I'm sorry for those of this tripped up. The correct answer is O'Brien Martin. So for those 5, guessed O'Brien Martin, you are correct here. Somehow in the making of this Quizlet, I messed up one question in the 55. Shreya Koganti is actually our Central Region Vice President. For those that guessed her, Jaisnav Rajesh is our Illinois DECA president, and Abhi Patel was last year's Illinois DECA president. So some of you guys got tripped up on that, but I guess I got tripped up as well. Yeah, that's good. Okay, lucky for that, they didn't shake up many of the leaderboards, so we're good for that. All right, 53. What is the theme for this year of DECA? All right, I hope you guys know this one. Maximize your momentum, of course. We've been saying it all year, and we'll continue to say it for the rest of this year. All right, no changes here. It's coming down to the wire for the top 3, though. How many members are in the high school division of DECA, plus or minus 5,000? And the correct answer was 225,000 members. Again, a lot of you guys got 175, but it's a little bit closer to 225. Let's see what the standings look like at this point. Amuli was the only one in the top 5 to get this one right. All right, we have really, really close scores for these last 3 in the top 5. Let's see if anyone can shake it up. Last question. Who were the guest speakers in our last leadership council? And what organization were they from? So for those that have been to all these leadership councils, I hope you guys know. And the correct answer was Harvard Student Agencies. I tried to trip some of you guys up with the other 2 guesses, but again, we'll see what this means. All right, here's our podium. 3rd place, Annie. We got Annie in 3rd place, Tyler in 2nd place, and our winner is Amelia. All right, congratulations to you 3, with Matthew and Micah in 4th and 5th. But again, if you guys are a winner, make sure to screenshot this picture for me right now so that I can get you guys your gift cards in the coming weeks. All right, we'll stop sharing this for now. I'll close out from this Kahoots. All right, so we're not done yet with the leadership. Okay, yeah, that's all right, Malia. We're not done yet with the leadership council. We have just a small component left. I'm going to share this really quick, and then we'll have you guys on your way. All right, here we go. Thank you guys all for playing as well. I hope you guys learned a lot. And at the very least, you learned what you didn't know, so that can help you study for ILCDC in March. So we're going to end things off with our 4th local chapter incentive. Again, just like we did today, I want you guys to run your own DECA theme Kahoot with cluster tests and practice resources. It would help if you screenshotted your members playing and mentioned the other chapter that participated. Again, running Kahoots and other practice quizzes are essential to being successful at an ILCDC. So I hope you guys take this and submit it for iConnect points. And with that being said, that is the end of our 4th Leadership Council. Thank you guys all for participating today. I'm sorry for the little error in our test, but hope it didn't check anything up. So that's great to see. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, or if you are a winner from today's event, feel free to reach out. My email is again right here. It'll be directed right to me. Be prepared for our next Leadership Council, which is tentatively scheduled for February 9th, 2022. And outside of that, I'll stop sharing. I'd like to thank you guys all for being here. And I look forward to seeing you guys all at the next one. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day.